Keyshawn, how would you feel if you were Justin Fields and you heard that?
Well, first of all, Skip, it all starts with communication. Communicate with me. The words that I want to say, I can't say on TV. Don't play games with me.
Yeah.
You're an adult, I'm an adult. I'm a big man, you're a big man. Let's have a conversation. Because when there's smoke, there's fire. Okay, you didn't say, please, we're not trading Justin Fields. Are you out of your mind? We're getting ready to build around our franchise quarterback. You didn't say that.
No, he said the opposite.
You said the opposite.
Yeah, we're open for bids. You know,
those conversations at the combine are happening not just with Ryan Poles about Justin Fields, but other players and other general managers.
But you don't know about it.
Devontae Adams, general manager, said, I'm not.
That's a good point.
Out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here. He's not for sale.
Not for sale.
That tells you right then and there he's invested in Devontae Adams. What Ryan Poles is doing is playing poker, but also leaving his quarterback in that gray area. He says he doesn't want to leave the quarterback here. I've been traded before, okay, for 2 #1 picks of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Right before the draft, right before the combine, in the middle of all this.
What did you know about it before it happened?
I knew that they were going to trade me because they were not going to set a precedent to redo my contract with 2 years left. I had outperformed my contract, and I wanted more money. I just, outperformed it. I'm not going to play on this contract after I've done what I've done. I've shown you I can play. Let's figure out a deal. Bill simply said to me, I can't set a precedent and tear up your deal with 2 years left in it. And now I have a herd of players coming in here that plays well, says, I need a new deal, I need a deal. So there's an understanding there for me and him. But what I will do is I will move you so you can get your money. We can get picks to build the franchise. But what I need you to do is work out, keep doing what you're doing. Don't worry about it. I'll work it out with Jerome. And just stay doing that. Don't say anything.
Off season?
This was in the off season. Same time period.
All right.
Same time period. I would do everything right by you. Don't worry about it. I got the Green Bay Packers on the hook.
Yeah.
I got Baltimore on the hook. And I got a couple other teams. Let's talk in a few weeks and let's figure it out. And don't say anything to anybody.
Okay, that's called communication.
That's called communication.
Yeah.
Now, Ryan Poles is communicating with Justin Fields, which I don't know if he did or not. Justin Fields certainly feels like to me that communication hasn't been there because he completely scrubbed. That's the new thing, scrubbing your social media. He scrubbed the social media of the Chicago Bears stuff, but he also went on the St. Brown Brothers podcast. And Justin Fields said this about the Atlanta Falcons, which is a destination that he's rumored to. He goes, I think they've got a lot of playmakers on the team, of course. Bijan, which is the running back, Robinson. They've got my boy Kyle Pitts, which is the / tight end receiver. Of course, they got Drake London, USC Trojan. They probably need one more receiver, but they definitely got some guys over there, and their defense was really good this year, too. So when you hear that, I'm from Atlanta,
Sure.
So now I'm like talking about a team that I might want to go to because I'm not being told anything by the Chicago Bears. So that tells me right there's no real communication that's going on. And this could completely be a disaster for Ryan Poles. It could completely be a disaster. And I like Ryan.
It's feeling like the bridge is at least on fire between Justin and the Bears, if not burned to the ground. Let's just say that Ryan Poles tries to create a bidding war for Justin Fields to see what's the best offer I can get, and I'm going to go there. What if he doesn't get anything that he loves, and he finally decides, you know what, let's just go ahead and take Marvin Harrison Jr. Let's go ahead and let's stick with Justin Fields. If I'm Justin Fields, I'm so unhappy with the way I'm being treated that it's going to be hard for me to get my heart back into playing for the Chicago Bears.
It's always, Skip, and I try to tell you and I try to tell Michael all the time. Michael's never been traded, so he doesn't know. He only knows one team, and that's the Star. It's very difficult when you're disrespected to walk back into a building with the same people that you're looking at every single day and think that, money's going to solve everything.
Especially if you're the quarterback. It's just
not
hard.
Exactly. And his team, here's the problem in Chicago. Number one, they cleaned house on the offensive side of the ball. So that means that they scrubbed everybody on the offensive side of the ball. Mm-hmm. Now you're bringing in new coordinators and new everybody's because you didn't develop the quarterback. So now you go and you draft Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, and anybody else. And they don't have a successful rookie campaign. Are you keeping Eberflus as your head coach? Probably not.
No.
Because he's already on the hot seat.
Yep.
Which means that you now put a new offensive staff together. So if I'm coming in as a new head coach, I'm going to fire that entire offensive staff that you just hired, along with the defense. I'm bringing my own people in. And now the second-year quarterback that you drafted has to start all over again. So guess what his position is? He's in the position that Justin Fields was once in with Matt Nagy.
Yep.
So you keep doing this to this quarterback, which there's Patrick Mahomes at the moon, and then there's the second tier of guys. Justin Fields isn't far off that second tier. He only played with one viable guy in DJ Moore that says that dude can play. DJ Moore coming out their own locker room and saying he can play. Now, Ryan Poles can be smart and trade the number 1 overall pick because you're not going to get the same value for Justin Fields as you are the number 1 overall pick. And what I mean by that, Skip, is if I move off the number 1 pick, I can get just you name it. What do you want? I can get 3 1s, I can get future ones, I can get some 2s.
Probably.
I can get I can get my 2 back for Sweat.
Are you keeping Justin Fields?
Yeah, I'm keeping Justin Fields, but I'm taking that 1, and that 1 is going to give me, I don't know, I'm going to throw a number out there, 6 picks. A couple 1s, a 2 or 3, maybe a 5, a flip here.
The Shanahan's for Trey Lance gave 3 1s and a 3, I think it was.
I'm getting picks. Mm-hmm. But if I move Justin Fields, I'm going to get a 2 and a 4, a 5. That ain't that.
No, you're not going to get a lot.
No. But he can play. You have to take a step back and realize we don't have anything around him. He's going to be with 3-4 different coordinators, couple head coaches. Like, you cannot do a disservice to a young man that has the ability of a Justin Fields.
Yeah.
You can't. I understand this. You passed on Patrick Mahomes once for, I think, Mitch Trubisky or whatever the case is, and you're now scared to pass on Patrick Mahomes 2.0. Well, that ain't Stop. Stop with the Patrick Mahomes 2.0. Don't fall for the okie doke believing you got to do that when you got something that's already there. But I'm not the general manager. It ain't my job on the line.
No.
I'm just here to give you the news, not make the news.
All right, I'm going to say it again. Caleb Williams will be better than Justin Fields, but he won't be worlds better than Justin Fields.
I don't know that. I don't know that to be true,
right.
Skip.
Well, I believe he will be.
Okay, I understand.
And yet, Justin Fields started to impress me, especially later this past season, because he started to get a hold of it with DJ Moore because he hadn't had a DJ Moore. So I'm giving you that I started to see what I didn't see before, because I don't know if he's a great thrower of the football. And the year before, he was running like Eric Dickerson. Like I couldn't believe, like a long strider. He would get unleashed and you'd say, my God, that's hard to deal with. Okay, last year he started to throw the football the way he did in spurts at Ohio State. And yet, I will give you this, after you read me those quotes from that podcast, if you did send him to Atlanta and he does get to connect with Bijan and Drake and Kyle Pitts, Lord have mercy, it would be a sweet fit.
What if you sent him to Pittsburgh?
You know?
With Mike Tomlin and Najee Harris and what they have.
Yeah.
What if you did that?
Yeah, plus you'd have a defense, a better defense. Yeah, right.
But Atlanta's defense was okay. But what if you did that, though?
Yeah. I don't know, just the fit of him being he's from a suburb of Atlanta, but he's from the Atlanta area. You put him there with that kind of firepower, they could go places. So if I'm Atlanta, you know what? These conversations are probably transpiring as we speak.
Do you think he had good coaching in Chicago?
No, because the coach is the defensive coach to start with.
I watched him in training camp. I was in Chicago. I went to their training camp. Okay? And I saw that. I said, this has got to be one of the worst teams that I went to see the Rams in training camp, the Cowboys in training camp, Chicago in training camp, and I said that out of all the three, Chicago was the worst team. And guess what? They were the worst team.
Yep.
Because the Rams went to the playoffs, and so did the Cowboys. Chicago was the worst team.
Yep.
I mean, the receivers were out there playing volleyball with the football, which means they're batting it down even though it's in their hands. I'm watching it, and I'm looking at it, and I'm saying, there's no way that they're going to survive this right here.
But the last 5 or 6 games, they started to look like a football team.
Maybe they started playing better.
Yep.
And if that's an indication of what can roll over into the next year, why would you dismantle the offensive coaching staff, bring in a new coaching staff, and then bring in a new quarterback? But then if it don't go well, you're going to fire everybody. And now that Caleb, Jaden, whoever it is, has to start all over
I don't
again.
even know if they're fixated on Caleb. It may be Jaden. Heck, it may be Drake May.
It may be Drake. Whoever it is, if you move off of Justin, they're going to be starting over again in 2025 any damn way.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to be good enough.
Hey, all I know is with remarks like that we just heard from Ryan Poles, that gray area that he's talking about, you just put Justin Fields in that gray area and you hung him out to dry in a way I don't think you can get back.
You know what's so funny? This is like the Steve Wilkes deal.
Yeah.
Simple question. Is he your defensive coordinator? Don't give me the, well, everybody's under contract. Don't do that. Just say, no, I'm getting rid of him. And 2 hours later, you get rid of him.
You called it.
Just
that day we first discussed
it. Yes. This is the same thing. Just say, we're looking at all our options, and I've talked to Justin, and we're in the same, communication level, and we're going to do right by him. If there's an opportunity, we're going to move.
Clearly, he was sending a signal to everybody, we're open for business. You want to bid? Join the auction. He's trying to create an auction for Justin Fields because he has decided it's over.
What happens in that situation, though, Skip, is if all of a sudden you don't get the offers that you need for Justin and you have to take him back after you already dangle him out there, that's not going to feel good.
No.
It's just not.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.